should you choose to accept. Everything you are, everything you've done, has come to this. I need you to trust me. One last time.
Good morning, everyone. This is Read the Room Productions, Episode 5 podcast. And today I am reviewing Mission Impossible Final Reckoning teaser trailer, including Glenn Powell's Ram Super Bowl commercial, Thunderbolts, Avatar 3 first look of the Ash Tribe people, and finally we are going to review on The Brutalist intermission for cinema goers due to the long run times. Alright, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that by clicking the button and ring the bell to get notified on my latest videos. And if you have Facebook, Instagram, or X, please follow them as well. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Alright, first, let's talk about Mission Impossible Final Reckoning teaser trailer. This movie looks very promising. I'm very excited to see this movie on the big screen for the final Mission Impossible movie. Tom Cruise does his thing with his running ability. He shows the audience a great experience and how he does his stunts. He's very active. He shows that everybody should always come to the theaters to watch him on the big screen, known to man. And seeing this movie is going to either fill me with excitement, really hurt me if he dies in this movie, which I hope he doesn't. But I heard recently say that if there is somebody who would take over the franchise, it would be Glenn Powell, and that's who Tom Cruise said to during this interview with someone. And so I have a feeling that Glenn Powell will take over the reins of Mission Impossible. Well, since they both were in Top Gun Maverick together, I'm sure it's going to be a great franchise for him to continue running if they continue to go with that direction. Tom Cruise, amazing actor. He does what it takes to make movies great. So can't wait for that. Hopefully this is going to turn into another great Tom Cruise film. And so speaking about Glenn Powell did a Ram commercial, which it was like a 3 Goldilocks bears' story, where instead of like the 3 bears, it was the 3 trucks. The funniest thing about this commercial that made me laugh was when the nephew and the niece were discussing about, why are we talking about the bears? And he says, this is my story. And then he says, oh, okay, yes, there were bears. And then they were on the left and the right side, and then the baby bear was in the truck, and they all like screamed going, ah! Funniest commercial I've ever seen. It was written well. Good job, Ram. And so that is how Glenn Powell could actually become a really good actor. I mean, he was good from the Top Gun Maverick, Twisters, and he's starring in a new movie to one of my favorite directors, Edgar Wright, in the remake of The Running Man, which was written by Stephen King. This could be a really good potential movie. I have not seen the trailer for it yet because they haven't released it, but we're going to find out soon. All right, so next we're going to talk about Thunderbolts. So this movie is similar to Suicide Squad DC, except Marvel, they're kind of turning it into like more of a friendlier vibe than a hardcore adult vibe. This is a movie where it's a bunch of villain misfits that have done terrible things, and they end up teaming up together to stop the evil from corrupting the world into darkness. And it's got Sebastian Stan as Bucky, who played Winter Soldier in the other Captain America movies. And you have Florence Pugh, who played Black Widow's sister in the Black Widow movie, and including in the show Hawkeye. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. This is very promising, and the storyline looks really good. I believe it is going to be a very fun movie for a lot of Marvel fans to look forward to. I will definitely check it out when it comes out soon. Alright, we're going to talk about the first look to Avatar 3, or we call it Fire and Ash. So we see a first look of this photo, and it's about this village that went down for a long time, and apparently it is the opposite of what Pandora went through, because I remember in the first movie how the tree fell down, the humans destroyed it, and then they went to like their sacred home, and that's where they survived. And then after many years later, they got their tree back growing again, and that was their home for long periods of time. But this story for the Ash people, it's a bit different because they don't have all the supplies and they went through so much worse. And it's like I feel bad for them, but I am praying that this isn't going to be like a terrible type of story, but it's probably going to be. I just hope they're going to end up being the good guys at the end. But I think it's going to be one of those sad moments where we kind of feel bad for them, but hopefully not. But we will see as it comes on December. So can't wait for Avatar, Fire and Ash. All right, finally, we're going to talk about The Brutalist intermission that brings up a lot of points to cinema lovers due to long run times. So The Brutalist had a first movie of a first intermission that was introduced to a lot of the world. And we see this as a really fascinating way to say, oh, well, since this movie is so long and, I need to go to the bathroom, I don't want to miss anything. That is a great way to say, you can hold it in, you got this. And then when it gets to intermission, okay, we go back, we buy more popcorn, buy drinks, and then we come back, get ready for the second part. I really think this is a good way for people to not only help the theater chains because you're only selling more merchandise and selling more popcorn and soda, but it helps bring more people to go to the bathroom, come back, get ready for a new type of story. Or maybe it's like we end part one on a cliffhanger, go to intermission, and then get ready for part two to be ready for the action. So that's why I believe we should have intermissions for long movies, because it brings out a really unique way to experience a movie like no other. And my grandmother used to work at a theater, and she told me they had intermissions during their movies. And think about musicals, how they had an intermission during their plays and Broadway's musicals, and it was all like they put act one, then it was act two. So imagine for movies, part one, intermission, and then part two, final of the movie. That's how we should be thinking about for long run times. And I think movie goers, movie fans, movie directors should really consider this idea as life-changing and more money. So thank you so much, guys. This has been Read the Room Productions Podcast. I'm going to discuss now is the movies coming out this weekend, which is Captain America, Brave New World, and Paddington in Peru. Captain America, Brave New World looks very promising. It's got Harrison Ford playing Red Hulk, and you got Anthony Mackie returning, who was Falcon for a long while until he became the new Captain America due to Steve Rogers. And if you haven't seen the movie Avengers Endgame, you'll know what happened to him. So Falcon now becomes the new Captain America. We'll see what he brings to the table. And Paddington in Peru, the first movie, great. Second movie, amazing. The third movie, this is going to be a great movie for all audiences to go see. And we will find out what his new adventure will be for Paddington. So, all right. Thank you so much. This has been Read the Room Productions. I am going to have a birthday on February 13th, so wish me a happy birthday. And it's on Thursday, February 13th. And so I will have a present for you guys as well. I am going to be doing a 26 clip from 1999, from when I was born to the present of 2025. And so for the 2025 movie, that is not going to be confirmed because it is not the whole year of the all new movie. So I have to go from 1999 to 2024, and that's how I'm going to end it. So technically I'm doing 25 clips instead of 26. But I will put a poster at the end of this video to show which is my favorite movie right now, and then we'll go from there. And so I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this channel. Please subscribe, and take care.